Good morning. You can find the outline page, the reference photo, free to download at watsonwatercolor.com. This flower demo explores a lot of watercolor basics that can help improve your painting. For the entire painting, I'm using just 2 brushes. This is a soft wash brush and a round size 6 brush. Paper I'm painting on is Arches. Notice that my water bowl has 2 sides, one for clean and one for dirty water. When painting flowers, make sure you have clean water for mixing. The first step is to make a puddle of concentrated yellow. Any yellow you like will work fine. For the red, you want a warm red that leans towards orange. Pyrrole red or cadmium red would work well, but just check out your reds, and if it looks orangey, it would work with these flowers. Because the flowers are a little more orange than red, I'm going to add a little yellow to my red before I start. I'm mixing puddles of color for each area in the flower, and that's what I'll use when I'm painting. I don't often dip right into the well of color. Because yellow is the lightest color, and the other colors will cover it up, I can paint it on the flower edges with a big brush. Now I'm planning for a dark background, and it's going to cover the extra yellow with no problem. Here's a good practice for softening edges. Use a clean, damp brush. Lay the brush down on the paper, just beyond the color area you just painted, and wet that area of paper. Use the tip of the brush to touch the 2 wet areas together so that the yellow color can just blend softly out into the newly wet area. Be sure you use the side of your brush to wet the area, and then the tip to connect the 2. Now you can see the difference between a hard edge and a soft edge. While that dries, I'm going to paint the center of the flower. The center is an orangey brown color. So add some of your red to the leftover yellow puddle to make an orange. And you can add a little bit of brown just to tone it down, just a bit, not too much. I'm also getting out a small puddle of my black. My black is made from dark blue and dark brown. So I'm going to start on dry paper with a little spot of yellow. Around that, paint the orange brown. If you need to blend the 2 colors a little more if they're staying too separate, rinse out your brush, wipe most of the water off, and that just damp brush is great for blending. This is great practice to learn how to manipulate wet washes. If you add water, you'll create a bloom, but if your brush is just damp, it doesn't add water or pick it up, which is when it's perfect. The outside of the flower center is a little darker, so mix some of your black with the brown and paint the outside edges. Once again, if it doesn't blend, use a damp brush to blend. Are you getting the hang of it? Practice makes perfect. Once the wash begins to dry, sprinkle the area with your table salt. Hopefully this will create texture once it dries. Later, when the painting is completely done, you want to rub the salt off into the trash. Here's one more tool you might want to get. It's a stylet. It has a metal tip on each end. We'll use this to create the lines in the petals. For the petal, I'm going to paint the first petal on dry paper with my orange-red puddle. On dry paper, the paint stays exactly where you put it. You have hard edges. While the paint is still wet, press the stylus or any sharp object down on the paper and draw in the petal lines. You don't want to scratch the paper. You want to push down just hard enough to score the paper a little bit, and then the lines will show up darker than the rest of the petal. Now let's see a petal painted on wet paper. I'm wetting the next petal with clean water. I'm wetting the entire petal, not just the part that will be red. It's not very wet, it's just damp. When I apply the paint, it spreads a little bit and gives me soft edges. If it spreads too far, your petal is too wet. You can dab the color up with a paper towel and try again. A nice effect is to add some thicker, darker red paint to the base of each petal while the wash is still wet. And once again, don't forget to pull in some lines. Repeat the wet on wet steps for each petal. There's no better way to learn how to work wet on wet than repeated practice. After this flower, you should be good to go. The center of the flower has dried and it's faded out. So I'm going to give it another coat of color. Yellow in the center, orange around that, and some darker brown at the edges. Watercolors often dry lighter than they look when they're wet. So if your colors fade, you can always do another wash and build up your saturation. Now it's time to switch from the flower to the background. It's also time to get clean water. The puddles of color you need to mix for the background are a medium and a darker green. Because these are bigger areas, you'll need to mix bigger puddles of color. Having a very dark green, almost to black, is also helpful. Petal green fits that bill exactly. I'm going to start by painting the little triangles at the base of the petals. And if you want, you can add leaves. To paint a background around a complex subject, just break it up. Work on a small area at a time. Don't try to do the whole thing at once. I'm starting with the top left corner. I wet it with my large wash brush, and then I switch to the smaller brush to wet the area right next to the petals. I load my small brush with green and touch it in. You can see it should be wet enough to spread. When you apply paint to a wet area, the paint flows out and each stroke will blend smoothly, so you won't have brush strokes showing in your wash. This takes practice, and this is a great lesson to get your practice on. Use your small brush to carefully paint around the petal edges. The color is diluted 2 times. You diluted it once, you added water to make the puddle of color, and you're adding water again with the wet wash. So you need fairly concentrated color when you're working wet on wet. You can paint on any shade of green. You could add some yellow to see what the variation looks like, or add some of your dark and get a feel for what the variations look like in a wash. This wash is likely to dry too light. This means you can feel free to experiment with your colors and learn what paint does on damp paper. When you get that area mostly painted, wet the next area with clean water and repeat. Remember, the only way to learn how much paint and how much water you need is to paint. If you want to add texture, spatter the area with clean water. Load a brush with water and then tap it on your outstretched finger hard enough that it flings water onto the wash. This will create tiny blooms. Now, they may disappear if the wash is still too wet, but in which case you could do it again a little bit later once it's started to dry. Paint on areas with different colors and play with them. You'll learn a lot. Working wet on wet can be fun. You'll get soft edges, and the color mixes won't look overworked. While this dries, I'm adding dark spots to the center of my flower. Here's how it looks dry. Why is this not exciting? I see this commonly in flower paintings. There's too many medium values. Not enough lights, not enough darks. Plus, green and orange, it's not complementary, so the color scheme is not the best. These problems are easy to fix. By putting in a darker background, we'll make the lighter flower pop. And I'm going to change the background to more of a blue, because blue and orange is a great combination. To do this, I'm mixing a big puddle of dark blue that will darken the background and resonate with the orange. Once again, wet the background with clean water, starting at the top. Paint the dark blue on, using a small brush and being careful around the flower edges. Even with just the top done, you can see what a major difference this makes to your composition. The top half is dramatic, and the bottom half is blah. I'm going to paint right over the leaf. I'm not crazy about it. I'm going to leave the flower to pop out in all its glory. How did your flower turn out? Was this your first dark background? I hope you got a lot of practice in painting wet on wet for this simple flower. Once you have experience, you'll begin to get a feel for how much paint and how much water to use for your washes. Backgrounds can be challenging, but you can paint as many washes as you want until your background works. Even if your background goes to black backgrounds are dramatic and they work really well with flowers and many other objects. I love the way this flower pops. I keep painting on things until I like them. Repeated washes will just give you more color saturation and darker colors. Don't give up on a painting. Just keep going. Keep painting and have fun. That's the important part. Happy painting!